Why did the camper bring 2 pairs of pants to his camping trip, in case he got a hole in one? A little humor to kickstart our conversation about the great outdoors and the art of tent pitching. Camping, my friends, is an adventure that's as old as time. It's a way to connect with nature, to breathe in the fresh air, to gaze up at the star-studded sky, and yes, to wrestle with tent poles and pegs. Having a sturdy tent is as essential to camping as marshmallows are to a campfire. It's your home away from home, your shelter from the elements, your cozy cocoon when the sun dips below the horizon. And while pitching a tent might seem like a daunting task, fear not. With the right approach and a little practice, you'll have it up in no time. Now, you may not encounter a bear on your camping trip, but setting up a tent might feel like wrestling one. So let's get into it. So, you've arrived at your campsite and you've got your tent. Now what? The first order of business is to unpack your tent. Carefully pull out each component, ensuring you have all the necessary parts. It's like a jigsaw puzzle. Each piece holds its significance. Next, you need to pick the perfect spot for your tent. This is where your camping experience truly begins. Look for a flat, clear area, free from rocks and roots. You don't want any surprise bumps in the night. But don't just look down, look up too. Check for overhead hazards like dead tree branches. A falling branch could spell disaster for your camping adventure. Consider the sunrise and the direction of the wind. A tent with a view makes for a memorable morning, and the wind direction can help keep those pesky bugs at bay. Remember, location is everything, not just in real estate but in camping too. Now that you've chosen the perfect spot, it's time to assemble the frame. The frame, often regarded as the skeleton of the tent, is crucial for a sturdy setup. Start by sorting out your poles. They usually snap together with a satisfying click. Make sure each segment is securely connected to avoid any midnight tent collapses. Next, you slide these poles through the sleeves of the tent or clip them on, depending on your tent's design. It's like threading a giant needle with a flexible, unyielding thread. Remember, patience is key here. Don't rush this process. Once the poles are in place, you'll need to secure the frame. You do this by attaching the ends of the poles to the corresponding grommets on the tent. This gives the tent its shape and structure. Ensure everything is taut and firm, but don't overstretch or force anything. Great job, you've just built the skeleton of your tent, but we're not done yet. Now that the frame is up, it's time to secure the tent. Let's start by attaching the tent to the frame. This is usually done by threading the tent poles through the sleeves or clips found on the body of the tent. Ensure it's snug but not too tight to avoid damaging the material. Next, we'll stake the tent into the ground. Push the stakes through the loops at the corners of your tent at a 45-degree angle towards the tent. This is crucial to keep your tent grounded, particularly in windy conditions. Lastly, let's add the rainfly. This is an additional layer that goes over your tent to protect it from rain and dew. Align it with the shape of your tent and attach it to the tent poles and body. Remember, securing your tent properly is fundamental to withstand the fickle moods of Mother Nature. Congratulations, you've successfully set up your tent. Now let's wrap this up. Now, wasn't that easier than wrestling a bear? We've journeyed together from unpacking our gear to securing our tent, and let's be honest, it's been quite the adventure. Remember when we were choosing the spot? Yes, the one that isn't a bear's favorite hangout. And then there was the assembly of the frame, quite the puzzle, but one we solved together. And who can forget securing the tent? No more flyaways, thank you very much. All these steps, sprinkled with a few laughs, have led us to a well-set tent, ready to be the heart of our camping trip. And it's not just about having shelter, it's about creating an experience. So next time you're out in the wilderness, remember to take your time, follow the instructions, and maybe share a laugh or two. Remember, the best camping trips start with a well-set tent. So, happy camping and keep those pants hole free.